Computer. There we go. Okay, so welcome everyone. I'm super excited that we're having a team meeting. It's been way too long. I'm already thinking we're going to do this the first week of November, the first week of December as well, and just keep it a thing, because this is great for our teams that are out of town, and I just think this is going to be the easiest way for us to like all kind of come together. I'm going to say right off the bat, I have Charlie in my arms right now. She's currently eating, but if I have to like mute myself or go, I might need somebody to just kind of like keep running with the meeting. It's just going to be kind of unpredictable, but I'm assuming that that'll be okay. So the leaders know what's going on. We've got a few people speaking tonight, so it'll be fine. You done? Yeah, she's right here. Okay, so the first person we're going to have talk tonight, and actually, before we even get started, what we're going to go over tonight is we're going to have Kelly talk a little bit about some of the oils from convention, and not like into all the oils, but just some highlights that we really wanted to share with you. Tanya's going to talk a little bit about the overall vision and some of the new, really exciting things that doTERRA is doing as a company. Michelle is going to talk about the events we have coming up this fall and why you need to get to them. And then we have Jenny talking a little bit about how to maximize the fall. We've only got about 2.5 months of like really, really awesome, like really big potential. And she's going to talk about how you can maximize that. And then I'm going to go into a little bit about distractions and what you should be focusing on right now. So, and then we'll do some Q&A. So if you've got questions or if questions come up, just write them down and we'll get to them at the end, unless it's something that you want to clarify that with the person who's speaking. But yeah, keep all your questions because we'll save time for that at the end. Okay, so with that, I am going to turn it over to Kelly, and I'm going to let her talk a little bit about convention because yeah, it was apparently pretty amazing this year. So
it was so amazing, and I did do a little prep for talking about everything, but I know I've got 10 minutes, so it's pretty quick, and it's the highlights on everything, and a lot of things that we just learned at convention that I feel like are different, and you don't always get that information when you're reading about the oil or the product, whatever it is. So that's cool. Awesome. Yeah. That's good. Okay.
That's great.
So, and I have them all here. And you know, it's a good haul. I was saying this when I had to go around my house and collect everything because they were all in different spots because we're using them all in different places. So, you know, it's a good new release when you're using everything right away, which is great. So I'm going to talk about black spruce first. Amazing. That woodsy smell. Thing I didn't know was that it's already in oils that we have Balance and Forgive. So black spruce is already in there. They've released it as a single. I love the sourcing story. I saw, Melissa, you posted in Essential Ed today about the sourcing story. My biggest takeaway from that, I love new oils that are sourced from Canada, which is amazing. It's sourced from the Northern Boreal Forest in Quebec. Jean-Claude, we met. He was at convention, which was fantastic. We got to speak to him. He is the person that is leading the distilling process of that, and it's a zero waste project, which is awesome. So they're taking up all the spruce materials that are left over from the lumber industry, using that to distill the oil, and then those byproducts go back in to create energy for the power plant that's in the community. So it's awesome. And black spruce is fantastic for joint and muscle and respiratory, so pre and post exercise, it's a good one to use. Emotional benefits, increasing confidence and courage. And the highlight that they said, which was really neat, was how important it is in pregnancy, promoting a healthy immune response in pregnancy. So a great one for mums to be. The next one I'm going to talk about is lemon eucalyptus. Again, gorgeous smell. So good. Another great sourcing story out of Kenya. Another great oil for the co-impact sourcing. So a lot of support for the farmers in Kenya, allowing them to purchase land, which is a huge deal. So I would go, if co-impact sourcing interests you, go read up on that. It's an amazing story. Your key takeaways for lemon eucalyptus are the CDC has put out studies. It's better than DEET, 97% effective, and longer. So longer lasting. You're gonna get about 4 hours of protection from that versus some of the other natural bug repellents that we have. Also great for surface cleaning and bathroom odors. So add this one to your bathroom spray and your cleaners around the house. Next one, citronella. amazing. We all know the benefits of citronella, again, with pest control. But the biggest thing here is it's going to pair well with lemon eucalyptus. I imagine this one being fantastic, diffusing those two together for like outside. So not having to have citronella candles anymore, which is amazing. And then, but beyond pests, right? So citronella, it goes beyond that. Things like pain pairs really well with oils for pain. It's great for lice, great for athlete's foot and nail fungus, paired with tea tree. So lots of other benefits there. Celery seed. It smells exactly like a Caesar rim, basically. I've been putting it in my smoothie. You can definitely have that celery taste to it, but it doesn't take away from any of the other flavors. And actually, it's quite nice in there. The biggest takeaway, this is another addition to our digestive support family. So I loved this year at convention, doTERRA released way more protocols than they have in the past. That's what I loved. They had a lot of like specifics on how to use the oils. So they posted 4 protocols for celery seed because it affects every part of our digestive system. So there was an esophagus protocol, a stomach protocol, an intestinal protocol, and a urinary tract protocol. And I won't go into those in detail, but we can post them. I have shots from the screens, and so we can post those. Tamer was the other one that was released. So this is a kids collection, a digestive blend. I would say when we're talking about like uses, it's a way gentler smell than Zengest or DigestZen. More mint focused with a little ginger in there. So just more appealing to kids, I think, and great for kids, babies. The next one I'm going to talk about is the adaptive. This is I think the big exciting thing everyone's raving. I don't know if anyone's in there's a group on Facebook about adaptive testimonials. It's crazy, like just what people are saying, how effective this has been. So it's doTERRA's calming blend. There's the oil, the roller, and the supplement. And just a key thing, because I know sometimes there's confusion about the supplements and the oils, and some people think that the supplement is just the oil in a pill form, but it's not always the case. And this isn't the case in that sense. This is a complementary. They complement each other. There's a lot of science here. Totally my jam. Could talk about it forever. But what I want to drive home is that there's about the clinical trials. There's a lot of information on doTERRA's website about the research that they've done and sort of why this works. But the oil is going to work more on our limbic system with like behavior, thought, emotion. And the supplement's going to work more on like our neurological and biochemical pathways. And what they're doing is helping sustain GABA and serotonin and provide healthy brain function. So the great thing too with the protocols, they released another protocol on this, and it wasn't like, so a lot of people are asking like, does this replace my lifelong vitality? Do I need that? And the answer is no. So it's not to replace anything, it's to add on. So for a mental wellness protocol, they say, still do your lifelong vitality for foundational support, add on your adaptive, use Serenity soft gels with that. You still need exercise, right? Exercise is so important for our mental health. So you still need that, and you still need to sustain energy throughout the day. And so use your other products to sustain energy, like Mito2 Max, Peppermint Wild Orange, all of that stuff. So it's all part of like a bigger protocol, and adaptive is just to add to the foundational support that you're already have going on. So yeah, that was that. Oh, the other thing that I thought was really neat that they mentioned was where to put the roller. So the oil, obviously for diffusing, and then the roller, they said put on the web of your hand, and then the base of your skull. Those were the spots that they recommended. So right at the base of the skull there was the spots they recommended to put the roller. Other thing that came was the enteric coated peppermint. So super amazing. Peppermint is really supportive for our digestive system as well, especially the small intestine and the large intestine. So, but what happens is peppermint can't always get there effectively and do its thing. So the coating on this allows peppermint to get through the stomach without being dissolved or processed, get to the intestines where it's going to be used. And this is kind of a thing in the medical community already. There's research done on it. People are asking for it, but they haven't had the power of doTERRA's peppermint in this format yet. So now we've got doTERRA's amazing peppermint in this format. It's going to be super effective for people with intestinal issues. Our turmeric dual chamber capsules. So this was something that took 3 years for them to develop, which is huge. This is the only product out there like this, which is awesome. All about controlling inflammation, right? So inflammation is a natural part of what our body does. It's only bad if it's uncontrolled. So what the turmeric is going to do is help support a healthy inflammatory response in our body. As we know with a lot of things, the whole plant chemistry is better than just taking isolates from the plant. The curcumins from the powdered part of the turmeric, the turmerones from the essential oil, the bioavailability of those in our body is way more when they are together. So that's why they've created this combo together for that. If you're looking for a more whole body effect, systemic effect from the turmeric, then that's when the supplement's great to add to your daily routine. And then finally, oh, 2 more. How many in for time? Good? Thumbs up? Yeah? Okay. Yarrow Pom. So we've got the double on the Yarrow Pom. So the body serum that they came out with. So Yarrow essential oil. I think Yarrow Pom came out last year. So probably most of us know about Yarrow Pom. So Yarrow essential oil is great for revitalizing aging skin. Pomegranate seed oil is great for supporting the skin's natural barrier. Lots of other great benefits. People have been going crazy over Yarrow Pom, putting it on their body all over the place. So they created this body serum. I have really dry skin. I've been using it on my face. It's awesome for really, really dry skin on my face. So there's the Yarrow Pom in there with the extra oils, really great for hydration. And then the capsules are going to be an internal way to help revitalize our skin. And how it's doing that is combating oxidative stress. So oxidative stress, as we know, can permanently damage and age the skin. So this is going to help reverse that process. What they've done here is they put the Yarrow Pom in there, but there's also other oils. There's celery seed, there's frankincense, there's turmeric, there's melissa. So if you think about other benefits, you know of those oils. And there's zinc citrate and vitamin C. So what an amazing immune support as well in here. So you're gonna get the skin benefits, but also immune support with all those extras in there. The other thing I was gonna touch on it because it also was released was the rose oil in a 5 ml. So we already have the Rose Touch. Now the rose is coming in our pure oil in a 5 ml. There's so many benefits to rose. One of the amazing stories that I've heard Emily Wright say twice now at 2 different events is the experience she had with rose and an infection that her daughter and a few other friends got from Bouncy Castle. And they showed incredible photos. I mean, they were talking about like the treatments that they wanted them to do was like bleach baths and all these other things that you would never want to do to your kids. And they used a combination of a few things, but rose was one of the things they found most effective to actually clear up that staph infection that they got from the Bouncy Castle. Rose is also amazing for our emotions, for anger, for our immunity, for our skin. It's just like one of the most amazing oils. 10,000 blossoms is what it takes to make a 5 ml bottle. So you can imagine if you see rose oil out there for a low price, you got to question, right? What's there? We know about doTERRA's quality, and that was a huge thing about convention was just quality and purity, and the more research being shown about that. So, it's expensive for sure. It's a pricey oil, but there's reason for that, and you're going to use it, for specific targeted things where you need it. So the other cool thing about that was the reason that we haven't had rose is because they weren't able to produce that amount. So they have a new distillery now in Bulgaria, which is where doTERRA gets their rose from. It's called Terra Rosa. And they've just been able to have even more amazing benefits to the farmers, to the distillers, cutting out the people that are ripping off the farmers. And just providing, more payment and, more jobs for people and all those amazing things that they do with their co-impact sourcing. So that's that on the new products.
Thanks, Kelly. That was amazing.
That was amazing. I think I want to buy a kit. Seriously, that was awesome. Thanks, Kelly.
I love, Michelle, that you're like snuggling your baby. So the one thing I wanted to mention that popped into my head when Kelly was talking about rose, I have seen posted a couple times now that people who are prone to skin sensitivities, even though we think of rose being super, super gentle, with that pure rose, you do need to remind people just to dilute it. It's the same with frankincense, right? People who are super, super sensitive, we think frankincense is super gentle. I use frankincense straight on my son all the time. But for people who are prone to skin sensitivities, frankincense, rose, you know, just add rose to that list of ones that they're going to want to dilute. I just have seen a couple posts about that. Does anybody have anything they want to add about the new oils or an incredible story they've had with using the product so far? You can unmute yourself if you've got something quick. If not, that's okay. Yes.
I have something. So I just recently started, but I had a cold last week. So I just signed up, I think at the end of May, and I've just been using basically frankincense and copaiba and deep blue for pain relief. And I got a cold, so I used the flu balm, and it was like within an hour, 75% of my symptoms was gone. I was just like so amazed with that. Like I just was like, wow. I didn't actually believe the testimonials. I thought, okay, it happens, but it's not going to work for me. And so I was sick for one day, and I've been pretty much 95% good with the cold symptoms. So, and I just happened to talk about it, and my friend wanted some oils for herself, and she signed up for, you know, buy some of the LLV. We talked about it, and just by telling her how fast the flu balm was. And I know I was talking to Kim, I kind of been raving about the flu balm and the allergy balm. So I absolutely love it, love it, love it.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. And it's funny because as you go through and you've been using them like for, you know, years and years and years, like you start using them more, you'll still have that reaction. Like I still will use the flu balm and kick a cold and be like, I can't believe it worked. I'm sure some of the other ladies could say the same thing. Like it just surprises you every time how effective they can be. So yeah, thank you for sharing. Jenny, you can go ahead.
I do, just with the adaptive. Sorry, I've got things buzzing everywhere. The adaptive whole range, I've had massive breakthrough in my mental health. So just for those of you who don't know me, my child had cancer, but pre-cancer I had postnatal depression, and I also pre that had very manic sort of swings with my emotions when I had my menstrual cycle, and prone to depression. So then through the cancer journey, I ended up having that all heightened. So quite bad anxiety, depression, PTSD, all of it, all mushed together. And it was quite overwhelming. And it's been a journey of me getting through that. And the LLV, definitely, I know some people take a half dose. I have to take a full dose of LLV every single day. And that was helping with a certain protocol of oils that I was using as well. But I kept that protocol going, and I started the adaptive, especially the tablets, the adaptive tablets, soft gels. And I just massive change. I feel so good. I just feel really happy, which is, I haven't felt happy. Sorry, I'm going to cry. I haven't felt like a normal person for a really long time. And I feel I feel happy. So it's awesome.
Oh, that's so great. Thank you for sharing it.
It's been a massive shift for me. Yeah.
That's so cool. I think there's so many, there's going to be so many people and situations that we can use these adaptive capsules in. Like it's not just for one thing. It's going to help so many people in so many different ways. Is there anybody else?
I have something to add as well.
Okay.
To lemon eucalyptus. They were talking about how it disrupts the formation of candida. So not only is it awesome for mosquitoes and bugs and things like that, but it's also great for candida, which is just rampant. There's so many people, especially in this society, that have issues with that and they may not even know it. So using that actually helps to break it down.
So how did they say to use it?
Topically?
Yeah, because it's not an internal one, right? Or is it?
So yeah, just topically.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Can I just say, Melissa, too, with the adaptive, I've had a mom who I've known for years who approached me because her daughter, who's now 14, so getting the hormones mixed into her ADHD, which has just gone through like off the charts. As soon as she read the stuff I posted about the adaptive with the GABA, she knew that was key. So that's another place that we really need to think about supporting. Is she was like, just get it for me. She didn't, I mean, she's never done any of the other oils before. She's just seen what they've done for me, but she said that GABA is really key for kids with ADHD and ADD. So.
Can I say something with that?
Yeah.
So I have a friend that's quite interested in doing the adaptive capsules for, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. For her 7-year-old. Thoughts on that?
I think they say, like, I mean, to start with, they're big capsules. So if you
yeah, exactly. It's not like you can like break them down.
No, you can't break them up. They say 6+. I mean, it's one of those things where if he's taking other medication and stuff, I would be way happier giving that to my 7-year-old than something else.
Yeah.
He's at the age where it would be okay. It would be the size of the capsules. I think that most people would probably have a problem with.
Yeah.
I mean, we start talking about those pills and it being 2 drops and stuff. We usually think like more like 10-year-olds plus, but in a situation where somebody's already taking medication and you just kind of just lay it out for the parent and let them choose.
Yeah.
But doTERRA says internal use for 6+. So I think
yeah. Okay.
it's kind of in that gray area.
Can I add something to that? Sorry.
Yeah.
So I have a friend who is just, I've sent her a bunch of the adaptive to trial with her son who has ADHD, and the medication that he was on was giving him really bad stomach issues and he just couldn't function any longer at school or anything. So he's gone off all of his medication and he's starting from scratch with the adaptive. So I'll give you guys all an update. We've only just started. He's been on it for 3 days. He's also taking Mito 2 Max as well because I've heard that Mito 2 Max helps just the same as their medication helps to level them. You know, Mito 2 Max gives us a whole lot of energy, but for someone with ADHD, it can level them down. So he's taking that along with the adaptive, and I'll let you guys know what happens.
Yeah, we need to dig into Mito 2 Max a little bit more too, because we talk about it with energy, but Jenny and I had this conversation where she found out about the ADHD component. I actually took Mito 2 Max when I was pregnant because I had hypothyroid and had been reading about its effectiveness in helping stimulate the thyroid and get those levels out. And after I'd been taking it for, I don't know, it was maybe 4 weeks, maybe a month or so, I had no issues. My thyroid was completely normal. I was doing oils as well, but I think that Mito 2 Max played into that too. So there's lots of our products that we're not using them to the full capacity, or we don't understand them to the full capacity. So sharing stories like this is great because then we're aware. Okay. With that, I am going to pass it over to Tanya, and she is going to talk a little bit about where the company is headed and some of the exciting things that doTERRA is doing. Yeah. Tanya, who's joining us from Kamloops.
Hey guys. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed that none of these new products replace exercise, by the way. I'm totally kidding. Okay, so I will try and keep my part down to 10 minutes too, but I always have a lot to say. doTERRA has a new mission statement, which I really love. It's pursue what's pure, and it's just basically trying to describe who doTERRA is, what they do, why they do it, and it's a business of empowerment and opening up possibilities. And the pursue what's pure isn't just about the purity in the essential oils, which of course we all know that they make sure that their oils are pure, but just in the purity within the business to make sure that they have pure business practices with integrity and pure intentions. And that's empowering our wellness advocates and making sure that we have continue to have our ethical sourcing and our humanitarian work continued through Healing Hands Foundations. So that's exciting and new. One thing that I thought was really cute is they're going to be, they started their first and only ever private nursery to propagate frankincense. And they're going to have trees. Their goal right now is to plant 20,000 more trees in the next year in their natural habitat, and it's in a protected space to make sure that the trees are protected from damage. And it's going to sustain our frankincense trees for many, many years to come. One of the things that really spoke to me was the Miracle Project. So 3 years ago, the Healing Hands Foundation committed $3.2 million to establish a regional hospital in partnership with the Frankincense Cooperative. And hang on one sec. Sorry, guys. So the Healing Hands Foundation, they're constructing a hospital with 9 main structures, which are in their final stages. And they're identified qualified physicians and are in the process of staffing positions right now. So hiring people to be on staff. And it's going to serve a population of nearly 500,000 people who formerly did not have pretty much any access to any healthcare whatsoever. Like they would have to travel, some of them days, to get any kind of healthcare at all. And their goal right now, they're saying, is to have babies by Christmas. So to have the hospital up and running by Christmas, which is pretty cool. So another initiative going on right now is the Prime Meridian Healthcare Clinic is now open in Utah. I'm a bit disappointed. They actually included that in the tour, the campus tours, and I missed that this year. But the Prime Meridian Healthcare is integrated standard of care. They're focusing on advanced preventative care. Right now, our current model of care is roughly 20% preventative and 80% reactive healthcare. So we wait until people are sick. They want to flip that and have that 80% preventative and 20% more reactive type healthcare. And what they're going to do is they're going to have a health coach that will coach you before your appointment. They'll actually discuss all of your, your food and your sleep and your stress levels and your dietary, everything before your appointment to decrease your wait time and make sure that they have your full history before. They're going to have longer in-clinic time with the doctor, so you're going to have way more time. You're not going to have a 10-minute slot where they say, oh, you've got one, you can only have one health concern and then you're out of here. And the whole goal of this also is to decrease the dependence on pharmaceutical drugs. And they're planning on expanding. I believe there's 2 more clinics that they're working on right now, or they may have already opened, but they're planning to expand worldwide. And that includes us in Canada. So I'm hoping that we'll see that here in Canada soon, especially in BC near me. Probably not near Kamloops though. So the phases that they're doing for research is there's the phase 0, which is the consistency that's required to have to make sure that you have the same level of therapeutic benefits in our essential oils, which we already have. doTERRA's always had that. Phase 1, which they are actually doing right now, which is the first trials that the world has ever seen on the pharmacokinetics of essential oils. So that's the serving size and the science of dosing essential oils. This is important because when you're treating somebody, like say for an infection, there needs to be a level that's strong enough, long enough, and at a high enough dose to be effective to kill the infection. And so what they're measuring is a half-life, which is the total amount of time that it takes for the essential oils to go to be reduced by 50% in the body. In your bottom. So it's like half the starting dose. So if you start off with like, say 100 milligrams, it's the amount of time it takes to get to 50 milligrams. And for instance, Copaiba has a pretty long half-life, and they say that the dosing every 24 hours right now is about adequate. But currently they're studying lavender, and that half-life is much, much shorter. So they're going to be coming out on more information on the dosing for that and some exciting information on that. The second phase is safety. So there's a lot of concern, of course, around the safety of essential oils. We already know that doTERRA is very safe, but they're now finding out, how much is safe, how often is safe, what age range is safe for what dosage, just so that we can understand better in advising people how to use the oils. Because I think for me personally, I find a lot of people are really fearful. They're just like, oh, well, I put 1 drop of frankincense in a 10 ml bottle and it's not doing anything. Well, it's, like I put a drop under my tongue twice a day. So I'm getting a lot more of the therapeutic benefits. So just being able to have the research to back that up and show that it's safe. And then phase 3, the final phase, is efficacy trials, making sure that we've tested these in human clinical trials to show that they are actually working, and that allows us, so all of this information will allow us to be able to give people this information ahead of time so that they actually have this solid proof that these oils do work, as opposed to just people saying. And then the other really, really, really exciting thing is the doTERRA Center for Integrative Oncology is going to be opening up in Kentucky. So they're going to offer acupuncture, aromatouch, medical massage. There's going to be a demonstration kitchen to teach about food before, during, and after chemotherapy. They're recognizing, you know, that diet is important as well as exercise. Again, we're not just relying on just the oil. So they're teaching the whole lifestyle, living the doTERRA lifestyle. And they're providing funding to hire a directive of integrative oncology as well. And there's a formal 10-year relationship with the, forget the name of the clinic, but to work through clinical trials. A little bit on the future of doTERRA. Leadership for 2020 is going to be in Phoenix, Arizona, March 11th to 13th. This is supposed to be the most, I can see some excited people. This is supposed to be the most powerful leadership ever, and you're going to want to miss this because there's going to be some epic information that's going to be released. Like I was blown away by, obviously convention is amazing, and it's big, and there's a lot of people that come. There's a lot of information. The energy there is really cool. Leadership is a whole different thing, though. The caliber of people that are there and the information that you get is much more. If you're building a business, it's a lot more business based, and you really need to do everything you can to hit silver and get to leadership. Put it on your vision board. That's something that I did. Amazing, incredible things happen in October and November. Things that you would never expect to happen. So if you just kind of like say, hey, we're going to do this, silver in 60 days, totally not a big deal, right? So if you're already like elite, or, you know, if you've been doing this for a while, it's totally doable. And the other exciting thing that I'm already enrolled in, I haven't started yet, but it's the Essential Oil Sales Certification course. This was on my wish list of things when I was saying we're going to go to convention. And one of the things that I wanted doTERRA to do, I'm super geeky, is to create some like formal certified education, sort of like an aromatherapist certification. And so that's exactly what they came up with. They must have been listening to what I wanted. This sales certification course is available now, so you can actually sign up to that. And you're going to have top wellness advocates in the company, along with the Empowered Success training, all together in an online course. And what it's going to help you do, it's just going to help you enroll people more effectively. It's going to help you increase your sales volume and your LRP retention, which we all need. And it's just going to help you rank advance. Sorry, guys, I can't talk today. I need some water. When you're finished, you get a certificate and you receive a digital badge. So everybody that's doing this business should do it. I think it's $97. There was a coupon code for it. I'm not sure if that's still valid. I can look that up.
Sorry, Tanya, I just wanted to say too, I think we get 100 PV loaded into your account too, right? Don't we?
So if you complete it by, I'm not sure if that's still running, but there was a promotion.
I don't think it's running anymore. I think that was like the initial thing. If you were at
for new people, I think, yeah.
It was an Empowered Success promo that lasted like that weekend, and that was it.
What?
If you guys want to do some digging and see if you can find another code or something, I don't know if one exists, but that particular one was just to do with Empowered Success.
Oh, I thought we had all year to do it when I was reading, but
no. If you signed up for it in September, you get 100 points if you complete it by the end of this. If you complete the course by the end of this year.
Yeah, but you had to sign up by September 20, or I don't remember what it was. There was a date.
So I signed up for that.
15th or 16th. It was just the weekend, I think. Like it was a couple days after.
What I'm trying to say is that I did sign up for that, and lots of people did. So I'm saying for those people that did, they will get that 100 PV.
Yeah, but anyone watching now.
All right.
Yeah, get that.
That's what I thought. Sorry.
Yeah. And then the final thing that I wanted to talk about is, in addition to the sales certification, there's going to be Essential Oil Specialist certification. So it's supposed to launch by the end of this year, and it's online certification through doTERRA. It's an entry-level course, and they've actually partnered with an accredited university to release advanced courses next year. So you can actually be a certified doTERRA wellness advocate, which is like, it's pretty big, amazing stuff. Yeah, so it just gives us some credibility now, which is what I wanted. I was like, I really want to be like officially a wellness advocate, because this way it gives us like a streamlined outline of what everyone will know the same thing. And it'll give us like the actual basics of what we need to know to use our oils. And the neat thing about the specialist certification is that we can encourage our users to take this as well. It's not necessarily somebody that's building the business that needs to know this. It's if you have somebody that's a keen oiler and they want to learn more about like the hows and the whys about how the oils work, this would be a fantastic thing for them to take. I think that was about 10 minutes.
Like almost on the nose. That was great.
So,
can somebody pop into the chat and just give Marika the link for that course? She just asked how to log in, and I'm not even 100% sure. I signed up for it, but I don't remember where the link is. So if somebody could do that for her, that would be great.
It's in Team Horizon, but can we post it in the feed of this after we post the video of this?
That's a great idea.
Probably like Empowered Success, like on the doTERRA website, like the Empowered Success sales guide. It's related to that. Oh, there we go. Jess put it in.
Oh, there we go.
And then we'll pop it into the recording. When I pop it under Horizon, we'll put it below so that it's right there.
I love that. doTERRA School, right? Isn't that awesome?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's really cool. And I also wanted to mention we're running a launch camp, which is the training program that we always do as Horizon, starting not this Saturday, but the next one. And at the end of that launch camp, I'm actually going to create a post that leads you into the sales course. So we're going to use launch camp as kind of like an introducing to all of us and some real basic stuff. But then I believe it was, I can't remember who it was. I believe it was Jenny I was talking to, or Tanya, somebody, about how amazing that sales course is, and how it was Jenny, and how it is like the perfect thing to put at the end of launch camp to just take it that step further. So I will do a post about that. That will be in launch camp now, and then people, if they want to, can then choose to do that course to take their business.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Okay, so I am going to now pass it over to Michelle, who's going to talk a little bit about some of the events that are coming up in the next month or so.
Yay, fun fall events, yay. Hey ladies, okay, so 21-day breakthrough. I don't know if anyone's doing that right now. I just wanted to throw it out there because I'm finding it. It's yay, put some thumbs up. It's absolutely awesome, amazing, I'm loving it. So the lovely Laura Parkinson is running this 21-day breakthrough. And it's to create core habits for an inspired business using EFT tapping and energy tools. So we've only actually just begun. So we're in our first week, and Laura's gonna still offer $39 for this program if you guys want to do it. So reach out to Laura if any of you guys are interested in doing it. And then I was gonna talk about the launch camp, but Melissa already did. So post-convention tour. So has everyone gotten their tickets for that? If you haven't, definitely you do not want to miss this, right? This is a great opportunity to bring non-members to, or a great opportunity for wholesale customers to come to, and maybe they can bring a friend, right? It's going to be on November 2nd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Location is at the Westin Bay Shore in Vancouver. Each ticket purchase grants admission for you and a guest new to doTERRA, non-customer. You and your guests will both receive an exclusive 10 ml oil. So I think it's a together blend too that you're gonna get. And I wanted to mention too, there were some people that were asking if it was $25 US. It's actually, it's $25 Canadian, so it's not US dollars. They're gonna have guest speakers. They're gonna share newly released produced products and exclusive on-site enrollment promotion. So They're going to be having, I think there's 2,000 kits. Is that what it was, Melissa, on hand?
There's 2,000 for all of Canada. So there's 3 Canadian events. There's one in Ontario, Quebec, and then here. They're only making 2,000 kits total, like 2,000 Canadian kits. So there's
in total.
Yeah, there's not that many. They're hoping to have 2,000 people at this event. Having said that, not every single person will want to walk out of there with a kit.
There's going to be 2 different kits too, right? Like there's a Canadian version of the kit that doesn't have the supplements in it.
But they won't be selling the US
correct.
one on site because they can't bring those products into retail because they're not approved through Health Canada. So there will only be the Canadian kits to sell on site.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, the other ones are only available online, but you can order that today if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And then you'll still get, I think they're going to do like an enrollment fee will be waived too with the kit, I believe, at the post-convention. And then you're also going to get a free oil with the kit too.
Yes.
So that's pretty awesome. And then they're going to have some fun doTERRA swag available at the event. What else here? Oh, and okay, that's about it for that. But I don't know if you guys want to know the schedule, but I can just post what the schedule will be because they kind of lay it out of what you're going to be doing throughout the day. Symphony of Cells is coming back to Vancouver. So I'm not sure if anyone's done this before. Has anyone done this?
Yes, you have to do it. It's so
feedback,
good.
ladies? Because I haven't done it, and I'd love to do it, and I want to encourage my team to do it too, because it looks like awesome to have, and it's a business write-off, right?
Jenny, do you want to speak to this just quickly? Because I think you're one of the people that ran with this the most. It is by far the best training that I've been.
Am I unmuted? Hello? Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry. So I went to the Symphony of the Cells when Boyd first came to Canada. I can't even remember when that was. I think it was like 2 years ago. And because I was in the middle of cancer with Anara, I started using the protocols because there's a specific protocol for leukemia, and all sorts of there are 18 different protocols. It's incredible. So I started using those with her, but more so because of being in the cancer world, I deal with a lot of adult and children that have cancer, and so I started using certain protocols with my adult cancer patients, and in particular the digestive protocol that they do, and just guinea pigging people basically, and the protocols work. So you may think it is really bogus, like just putting oils up someone's spine, rubbing them in, and then putting them on their feet, getting them to sniff them. Like it kind of it seems pretty crazy, but people with serious conditions, this actually works.
Feels so good.
It works. So I also had so with my adult cancer patients doing the digestive protocol, we figured 3 days after they'd had big intravenous chemo, doing that digestive protocol helped them be able to not feel as nauseous, so they weren't getting that horrible nauseous. They had more energy. They also could poop, so their bowels didn't get all clogged up. Seriously, it works. The digestive protocol, I also guinea pigged on about 4 or 5 girls all at once came to me with urinary tract infections, like bladder infections. Crazy. The digestive protocol, along with taking juniper berry and I think it was lemongrass and something else internally in capsules every couple of hours, and then doing the digestive protocol every couple of days, got rid of their UTIs. And one is a girl who, actually she's probably going to watch this later. She is notorious for the worst bladder infections, has to go and get antibiotics, and it worked for her. So then, should I say one more? It is pretty exciting. So my aunt in Australia, she worked in one of the top hospitals in Australia. She's now probably 75 or something. She had back surgery last year, I think it was, but they somehow severed a nerve and damaged, there was a little chip of bone or something in her spine. She was in incredible amounts of pain. No matter how much medication she took, she couldn't walk properly without a walker. She was in so much pain. So my mum, obviously in Australia, was looking after my Auntie Mary at her house. And so they called me saying, oh, what could we give Auntie Mary? So anyway, my mum obviously has an account. So I ordered all the oils that they need for the inflammation protocol. And so they started doing that. And when it's really acute, you can do it like every day for a week and then drop down to once a week or once every couple of days. But they were doing it every day for a week. And then by the end of the week, my mum Skyped with me and showed me my Auntie Mary at one end of the hallway, and she walked without her walker, without any like, waving her arms around, being crazy. And so my Aunt Mary, who was not, it's amazing, she's not for the oils. I mean, she was in nursing. She was like, you know, she couldn't believe it. And she for sure thinks that the nerve damage was definitely, well, she says healed by the essential oils, because she had all of this horrible referred pain and things like deferred pain. But we all know that in that protocol there's lemongrass, and lemongrass helps nerves start to speak to one another and heal again. So crazy. Go to the Symphony of Cells. The protocols.
Yeah, I totally agree. I've had amazing experiences with the infectious disease protocol, the respiratory protocol, like it just for like colds and flus, right? Like Dave was super sick, did the Symphony of Cells infectious disease. The next morning he woke up, he was like 95% better. He was like blown away. And same with the kids, just did the respiratory protocol on them, like stuffy nose, like all that congestion, like gone the next day. And it's just an amazing way to have something that's like super easy to use, really effective, and just a really good like way to have a protocol to use your oils, I find, with anybody. Yeah. And Boyd, just seeing Boyd speak, like you can learn the protocols, but hearing him speak, he has so much information that just gives you a better understanding of why everything works. So
yeah, so
a
little bit of history here. So Symphony of Cells was created by Boyd Truman as a method of helping people understand the body's needs to be balanced and harmony, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Each hands-on Symphony of the Cells protocol will help aid in the understanding of the natural progression of the organs of illness, the symptoms of the body, and how they relate. The understanding of the power of essential oils and other natural nutrients that will help you guide you in your wellness journey. So I think we all need to take this, hey? I gotta sign up. I think I'm gonna sign up for this one. I have not done it yet, so I'm super excited he's coming to Vancouver. So it's gonna be on November 21st from 2 to 9, and it's going to be at the Plaza Hotel, 405 North Road, so it'll be in Coquitlam. And then the link is actually posted in Team Horizon, but maybe I should post the events in this video after we post it. Hey, Melissa?
Yeah, that would be awesome, Michelle, if you could do that.
Yeah? Okay. Just so it's kind of all together, right? So we don't get confused.
Yeah, and guys, if you're if you even kind of want to go to this, go, because he doesn't usually go to the same place twice, and he's coming back to Vancouver. Who knows if he'll ever come back again. So if you want to do this training, now is the time.
And I think that's it, you guys. We don't really have any more events except for, yay, convention kits.
Awesome. Thanks, Michelle. Just a couple other things to kind of keep in mind with your calendar. If you're pushing for silver, if you've got that on your radar, like Tanya was saying, there's leadership at the end of March. But before that, there's actually a Team Glow retreat that's going to be posted here soon. That's at the end of January. It's the very last weekend of January. I can't remember the date at the moment. But we've got some, it's put on by all the Team Glow Diamonds. And we have some killer guests that are coming. I cannot tell you who they are right now, but I'm telling you, you will pee your pants. So if you can get yourself to silver, you won't regret it, because you're going to get to go to that Team Glow event, and then also to leadership in March, which is, I'm so excited. It's in Phoenix. It's going to be amazing. So just wanted to say that. And then I'll also be coming out really soon with, we're going to be doing some kind of Team Horizon Christmas party, and I want to get that date out to you guys. So I just need to wrap my head around exactly what that looks like, but that will be coming out soon as well. All right. With that, I'm going to pass it on to Jenny, who's quickly going to talk about kind of maximizing the fall and where she shifted her focus, because she's been on fire the past week. So we're going to let her share a little bit about that.
Okay. I'm unmuted, I think. Yes. Hi, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jenny. And I want to chat with you really quickly about just getting back to basics. I think sometimes we completely overcomplicate things when we just don't need to. So in our businesses, and for those of you who are just starting and you're very new, I don't want to freak you out. You're doing awesome. This is, I guess, just speaking to people who have been in it for a little while, you all automatically notice that there are going to be ebbs and flows in your business. It's natural. Where, you know, we've just all come out of summertime now. People say that summertime can be a bit of a lull in your business because, you know, people are away, you're away, you know, people are out in the sun and things are happening. And then we often say, and it has been absolutely true for most of our businesses, that fall is go time. Fall is the time to go. So there are natural ebbs and flows within our business. But I think also, you know, we start our businesses, we're booking, you know, our 4 classes. Oh, sorry, I have a foot massager down here and it heats, and I had it on before, but I've now turned it off and then it turned on again. Sorry. So, you know, we start our businesses, we're really excited. We do our 4 classes, we're booking all the things, we're working with our upline. Things, you know, are happening and we're really excited, but then all of a sudden we see a squirrel and we get distracted. And the thing that is the squirrel is we are so blessed in this business. We have so much support. We have so many uplines that run different programs. There's always something to learn about. There's always someone doing a program. There's always a course happening. And we all know that, you know, within this business, it's really, really important that we do personal and business development, because what got us all to this point here right now today, what got us here is not going to get us to where we want to go. If you're in it for the long haul and you're in it to go all the way, what got you to today is not going to carry you through to where you want to go to. So in order to do that, we have to do personal development and we have to do business training. But what I urge you to do is really look to your upline, look to Melissa, look to Lee Freiling, look to these people who can guide you a little bit of what might be worth doing. So at the moment, many of us have either done or are doing the doTERRA sales course for sure. A lot of us are doing Laura's course. Awesome course. So but the problem is I think we've got so many things that we get distracted, and when we get distracted, and I'm talking to myself as well because I've totally done this, is you sign up for too many things, or you decide to build a website, or you do all these other things, and you get distracted and you stop doing your IPAs. And IPAs are, oh my goodness, I just forgot what IPAs are. Someone help me out, I've had a mental blank. IPAs, guys.
Income producing
activities. Thank you, Tanya. Oh my goodness. Income producing activities. And if we stop doing our income producing activities, do we have a business? If we're not bringing in any money, we don't have a business. So if we stop doing income producing activities, we don't have a business. We're not making any money. And what are those things? It's enrolling people, right? So I think sometimes we take on too much. So what I really want to urge everyone to do is, yes, do your personal development. Yes, do your business development. Don't take on too much, but we need to stay focused on building our businesses. And how do we do that? It's so basic. It's so simple. Book a class. Teach a class, enroll the people. That's it. That's all we need to be doing, is keep on booking our classes And I love teaching classes, but sometimes I find it, like I've had it in the past, huge blocks on just picking up the phone and trying to book classes with different people. But it's actually really simple. It's the only way to keep our businesses moving forward. It's the only way to be reaching more. But to get builders, so for myself, definitely, all of my builders have come from me teaching classes, building relationships with them and helping them use their oils and helping them have an oils experience. So that's kind of it. So with the next 2.5 months, we have October, where we have an awesome promo. We have a 200 PV promo, and that promo includes obviously enrolling people. So it's a great promo to enroll people, and then people should be contacting Kelly if they're having, if that's okay, Kelly, that I'm saying this. Kelly's doing Diamond Club, so she can give your people that enroll more free oils. So find out about that. So this month is a ridiculous month, because if they get all of those oils,
it might be a good time. I was gonna say something about that, but I might just do it now, if that's okay.
Yeah, do you want to talk about do it now?
Just really quickly, just because you mentioned it. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So total, like, full disclosure, I haven't had the best August and September, but I just put my request in to go on with Diamond Club. So hopefully they approve that for October. We are hoping. So yeah, so I will confirm, but I was going to do a little video and reach out once I know for sure that I'm confirmed doing Diamond Club ongoing. And yeah, because I need to do more with the whole Team Horizon. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So we'll find out from Kelly, and then, you know, your people can get a ton more free oils this month with the 200 PV. So we have this month. The reason why fall is go time is because everyone's getting sick. This is cold and flu season. This is when people need the support. They're looking for something to boost their immunities. They've got snotty children. They're looking for natural ways to help support symptoms. This is the time to be reaching out to everyone and booking those classes. And if you maximize this month and then you maximize next month, and usually next month we kind of have, not sure whether I should mention it, but you know, we usually have a pretty cool thing that sometimes happens in November as well, which really helps you if you're pushing a rank to sort of rank up. And then December, we always have a 200 PV, well, usually in the past, a 200 PV promo where you get free frankincense for Christmas. You know, it kind of makes sense. And with that 200 PV promo for Christmas time, my team and I always start educating on the Cleanse and Restore kit, and it should be back by November, I've heard. So we try and get people to get the Cleanse and Restore kit in December with that 200 PV promo, because then they get their free frankincense. I think they'd have to tack on one small oil to get the 200 PV. And then we educate about cleansing and doing a cleanse club in January. So it's kind of, you know, this is all setting us up for then sort of blasting into January and into spring. So if we really dig in now, it's the best possible time to be reaching more people and really maximizing, you know, your business in enrolling and really leveling up there. I don't think I have much more to say about it, but just if you're stuck, the best thing to do is go back to your hundreds list or rewrite your hundreds list and just do the hard thing and start picking up the phone and calling people and booking classes. That's
Can I say a few things too?
Yeah.
So last October, when they had the convention kit, same kind of idea what's going on now. I sold like 24 convention kits to all my wholesale customers, right? And that I hit gold for my first time that month. So
Yeah.
that was me starting. It's like if everyone starts now and just really connects with all of your customers, get them to get that. That's 200 PV per customer you have in your back office.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of volume, right?
It's huge.
And then if you book some more classes on top of that, you know, do a spoiled event this month, do all that stuff, your volume will be huge. And just do that for this month, next month, December, January, and yeah, it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Another thing you guys can do is do a text blitz. I sent out the scripts to my team to see how many they can get going. So I'm going to check in with them and see if they've done that yet.
Yeah.
They're on here too. I know they are. But text blitz is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like doing your text blitz. But yeah, it's so simple.
It's really good.
Doing
And it's all about
reaching out to people, right?
Totally. And you'll be surprised too of how many people that will actually say yes, right?
Yeah.
And like Jenny was saying, like, this is the time where people are sick, they want these natural solutions, they're home, you know, they're going to want to have classes now more than, you know, the August and July. It's always the hardest, right? But
yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there.
No, that's awesome. Thank you, Michelle. And thank you, Jenny. That was really, really good. I'm not going to chat for too long before I open it up to Q&A, because I know it's already 5 after 9 and I wanted to try and keep this as close to an hour as possible. Having said that, our in-person meetings are always over 2 hours, so it's just hard. I don't want to stop all the chit chat, because that's where all the good little pieces come in the stories. And
I miss our make and take though.
I know. We will have an in-person meeting. It will happen. We'll get back at it. We really need to be doing them every, I'd love to do them quarterly, like, so that
Christmas party too.
Yeah. And we'll see everyone.
We can make something.
Yeah. We're going to see each other a lot in November. It'll
okay.
Be okay. So just to speak a little bit about what Jenny was talking about, if you are totally lost when it comes to income producing activities and you have no idea what we're talking about, or you're like, I kind of know, but I don't really know what I should be doing, talk to your upline. They know what an income producing activity is, and they'll help set you straight. So that's what we need to be focused on. Now, having said that, you guys all have the most incredible ideas and projects and vision for things you want to create. I want to honor that and just kind of acknowledge that. Having said that, I mean, I've got as well a notebook full of stuff that I want to do. Now is not the time for it. Those projects and stuff, really you want to start launching them, you know, work on them in January when it's a little bit slower, like start working on them in the new year. But October, November into December is truly a gift, and you want to take advantage of it. Book those classes, take advantage of the 200 PV promo, the convention kit. Oh my gosh, Charlie is like vibrating. She's so excited. She's like gonna lose it. So she's probably feeding off of me right now. Anyways, keep those projects, don't stop doing them, but don't pour all of your energy into them right now. Right now is not the time to launch something new. You want to go back to the basics, to the booking of classes, and really try and take advantage of the fall, because the money that you will make in Fast Start, the people that you will attract to your business, the builders you will attract to your business, just all of the things that will come in the next 2.5 months, if you really pour into doing these income producing activities. Like I can't even tell you, just ask any of the ladies who've been around and have seen like a November and October before, and ask them, like, sometimes your income is almost double of what it is other times of the year, just because of all this stuff going on. And then the builders that come in because of that, and the classes that snowball off of classes, and it really just sets the tone for the whole year. So if you've really been feeling inspired and pouring into something, I'm going to invite you just to like continue to work on it slowly. You don't need to fully take it off your plate, but really try and shift your focus to this, bringing people into your business and these income producing activities. Okay, that was a bit of a rant. Trainings, as Jenny said as well, pick one. There's so many things going on out there. Pick one. Jenny kind of already touched on that, but you could fill like 80 hours a week with incredible trainings just put on by doTERRA leaders. I'm totally sure you could, and they would all be incredible, but that's just not what we want to be spending our time doing right now. So like Jenny said, she had some great suggestions there. do something to keep yourself inspired and on track, but don't take on all the trainings in the world right now, because they're going to take away from the small amount of time you might have to actually work on your business. Be mindful of some of the sacrifices that you might have to make. If you have a goal to hit silver and you're only an elite right now, not only an elite, you know what I mean? Then you need to look at what that's actually going to take and what are the sacrifices you're going to have to make. Maybe, you know, maybe there's something you usually do that you might need to give up for a couple months. Maybe you're not going to have as much time watching your favorite show on Netflix. Maybe whatever it is, but it really helps to get clear on those and get clear. And get clear on the sacrifices that you might need to make in order to achieve those goals. And this is the time to do it. If you're going to go hard and do something any time of year, now's the time. It's just because the effort you put in is going to be like completely maximized exponentially right now, just with the promos and the time of year that it is and everything. Okay, bottom line, guys, like Jenny said, you just got to book classes. 3 years ago now? I don't even remember. The year that I went from Premier to Gold, so I started September as a Premier and I hit Gold at the end of November. I literally just decided that I was just going to start booking classes, and it was just classes off of classes. And I literally, there was nothing I was doing differently other than I decided to pick up the phone, get on my email, and get really intentional and book some freaking classes. So go book your classes and then be really calculated on what it is that you're doing to make sure you book classes off of those classes. Oh, Charlie Bean. And that will really help make your fall successful. Okay, let's open it up for Q&A. I think this is a really awesome meeting. I'm really excited about this. It's been really just awesome seeing all of you guys. I've really missed you. So yeah, let's open it up for Q&A. If anybody has anything, if you've got to go, just like wave and that's totally cool. I'm going to keep recording the Q&A just because sometimes there's good stuff other people want to hear. But
can you just quickly show us your adorable baby?
Here's Charlie. She had a little nap during the meeting. She's awake again.
That's amazing.
She's pretty sweet. Okay, so yeah, if you have to go, that's okay. If you've got questions, then stick around and I'm happy to answer them. Or if you've got questions for somebody specific, just unmute yourself and go for it. Or if you've got something amazing you want to share too, that's always. Nobody? No one? Everyone's tired and ready for bed?
I have a question that's not about amazing stories or anything, but just something I've experienced with the frankincense and copaiba roller.
Yeah.
With the difference on how it's working on my hands. And I'm just wondering if anybody else has a similar experience or they can maybe explain what's happening. So basically, I've got arthritis in my hands. And I put the deep blue rub on them before I went to sleep. And then I used the roller, the frankincense and copaiba roller on the knuckles, and I went to sleep. And when I woke up, my left hand was feeling really good, like just slightly stiff, but my right hand was just as bad as it always is, which in the morning, I can't bend my fingers. And I'm just wondering, I did the exact same thing, used the exact same products on both the hands, but one hand, it much like 99% relief and the other one not. And I'm just wondering if anybody's had the similar experience or maybe the insight on what might be going on, anything, I don't know.
I can say something, not that I've had a similar experience, but just thinking about like your, just the arthritis in your hands and the severity of it. It might be, is it similar in both hands always, or is it worse in one hand, like usually? Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Yeah, I'm right-handed. Yeah. And I can't remember now, but I know on one hand, it used to be worse. Mm-hmm. But I can't say for sure if it's the right hand, but it's possibly it could have been worse in
probably, probably your dominant hand would be, okay. I would imagine, just from more use. Uh-huh. I would just try, so you do the deep blue rub and add copaiba.
Yep.
Maybe just,
So I put the deep blue on, and then I have a roller of
Yep.
frankincense and copaiba, and then I just roll that on, and I just rub it in, and then I went to sleep.
okay. I would maybe try just putting like a drop of frankincense and copaiba with your deep blue.
Okay, all right.
Try that and
Oh,
see
yeah.
if it's any different.
Okay.
Otherwise, maybe looking at some internal copaiba and frankincense or the deep blue polyphenols as well.
Yeah, I'm
turmeric.
ordering those. Those are
Yeah.
on my list to order. I have been taking the frankincense and copaiba for about a week now.
Okay.
Sorry, Kim, I know you told me a couple of months ago. I just haven't been doing it. But I started in, so now that I think of it, since the day I did that experiment, it didn't work, so I didn't do it. But in the mornings, I have had less stiffness since I've been taking the frankincense and copaiba internally in the
Yeah.
cup in the morning.
Yeah, my mom has arthritis in her hands, and she found topically worked
Okay.
like sort of your experience, and then internally, like the lifelong vitality,
Right.
and then deep blue polyphenols and turmeric and copaiba is like changed her life in terms of her hand arthritis.
Do you mean add the oil to my capsule, or are you talking about the pills?
Which one? So the lifelong vitality.
No,
and
the
then there's
turmeric.
a pill called the deep blue polyphenol, which is not deep blue. It's
Yeah,
a complementary product. You got that one?
Yeah, I'm ordering those. I've got the lifelong vitality.
Yeah.
But then you said something about, I always mispronounce it because I'm Indian, and so it just turmeric, or I always call it turmeric or something.
Turmeric, yeah.
Yeah, but you said something about turmeric. Did you mean the pills? Because I know there's pills that exist.
So the new one. So my mom was doing turmeric in a veggie cap with copaiba and frankincense. But now I would say now the turmeric capsules are available, like get your convention kit, and then
I'm gonna order it from the States.
Yeah, and then do your turmeric
and do it from
capsules.
there. But until then I'll just add the oil. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question about the convention tour. So I have a girl at work and she wants to come with me, but she's probably going to sign up before the tour. Should she wait? And you said it was the person who's your guest should be someone who isn't signed up yet?
It doesn't matter who your guest is. Lee, we had a diamond call, and she said that she said to Laura, like, you could bring Alex. It doesn't matter who your guest is, but I mean, you never want people to wait to enroll because you want them to start using their products and stuff. So, I mean, if she ends up waiting and gets the kit, the fee is waived. But the promos and stuff are so good this month that I bet the enrollment promo won't be as good next month because there'll be going on.
Yeah, because she wants to get on the LLV, and I'm pushing the Natural Solutions kit.
Yeah.
She's waffling, but that's kind of where I want her to be because I want her to have the supplements.
Yeah, I would say just continue to go with that, and then she can have your guest ticket if that's she can have your guest ticket whether she's enrolled or not. It doesn't matter. The idea is to bring somebody new, but they're not policing that in any way. They're really hoping this is going to be like a big enrolling event, and that's how they're kind of setting it up and doing it for us. So they're hoping that we bring new people, and that's why it's advertised that way, but you don't have to.
The way that I've been looking at it is I think for myself and for Raj, we're both talking to somebody and inviting them to this event, and in turn getting them kind of excited. And it's like still a month away, and they're like, well, what if I enroll now? And you don't want to deter them, and they're just like, yeah, but I want my free ticket. So this is really great news if we can bring them, because we're both kind of in the same boat where somebody's kind of like, well, I'd rather just have my free ticket and wait a month, which I think is silly, but that's not my call, right?
I mean, my thing is I'm not really sure how they're going to check that. So I would say enroll now and then say, and if something happens, it's like, well, I think they're pretty easygoing at these events. They just want people there, and
exactly.
The idea is just to bring new people, right, and be able to bring them for free. So I think you're good to enroll.
So do you think that you could use the LRP as a convention kit in on November the 2nd?
I doubt they'll let you, if you're buying that kit on site, it'll probably be like convention where the PV counts, but I doubt it would be an actual LRP order.
Okay.
That would, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's probably how they'll do it. It'll be just like when you buy a kit at convention. All right, anybody else have anything? No.
I actually have a question. It's really quick.
Yep.
It's about signing up my son. He's going to be taking the vitamins. So I was about to just order them under my account. But he doesn't live in, like he lives in Kelowna because he goes to school there at UBC. And I worked out and it looks like that if he signed up under me, I'd get somebody, but he'd still get his order of the supplements and some other things that he wants. And then because I told him about the flu bomb, and so I'm making him a thing to send to him. But then when he saw the vitamins that I was doing, because I told him how the Lifelong Vitality Pack has helped me so far. And so I gave him one of my packs because I had an extra. Can I do that? Sign him up under myself?
Yeah, of course. The only person you can't sign up under yourself is your husband.
Okay. Well, since I don't have one of those, that's good.
Yeah, that's the only time that's an issue is your spouse they can't be enrolled under you, but your kids totally fine.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Your mother?
I'm assuming your son is,
Anybody?
I'm assuming your son's over 18. That's the only.
Yeah. He just turned. I had to think about that for a minute when he turned 20. So yeah.
Sorry, Stephanie. What was it you wanted to say?
Just she should enroll her mother too, or anybody else she's related to.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking about my mom because actually my mom, she has cancer. She's got stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And I'm just waiting for an email from the company who gives her chemo to say that they have no objection to her taking the oils, that they don't interact because we don't want to give her anything. I know there's certain things she can't take. And the doctor won't sign off unless the company says that they're okay. So I'm just waiting for that to come. And she has asthma, she has arthritis, and she's got a really bad cough that I want to help her with. And so right now, all I've given her is I think, is it called Easy Air? And I just get her to breathe it, like, smell it. And she says that helps. So I just can't wait to get her to take it so that she can have relief, because nothing is helping because the chemo is aggravating. It's a side effect and it's pretty bad now, and it's kicking off her asthma, and some days are pretty bad. So I can't wait till I get that notification. And then I was just actually thinking about this, so then that would be perfect. When you said that, I thought, oh, okay, that's good too. Thank you.
Yeah, no, they're definitely really, that's how, I mean, Jenny does this a lot, but that's how we often support people who are going through cancer is helping with the side effects and the emotional components.
Yeah.
Makes a big difference. Okay.
And easier, you can't take it internally. It's not, just don't take it internally, the Easy Air, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there's the other ones that though you can take, right, for cough, and I've been looking up and things.
Yeah.
But you can put it on, right, topically?
Topically.
Yeah, perfect, thank you.
All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. If you think of something after this, then you can definitely post it in the comments when I post the recording of this video, and one of us will hop in there and answer those. But thanks so much for joining us, and I will post the date for the next meeting soon so that you guys can put it in your calendars. But it was so lovely seeing all of your faces, and yeah, we'll see you soon.
Thanks for organizing this, Melissa.
Of course. All right, bye guys. See if I can end a meeting with a baby in my arm.